Do you like playing music?
Yeah.
Tell me how it makes you feel when you play.
Excited. I used to rock on the chair or stool like Chris Martin from Coldplay. Do you know Chris Martin?
I do know Chris Martin.
Who is he?
He's in Coldplay.
Yes, he rocks on his stool while playing the piano. He's really like... He rocks on his stool while playing. That's what I used to do. I like doing that. But when you play piano, you should keep perfectly still.
Use 4 fingers.
Not too fast.
Accelerando.
Not too fast. Thank you, very good.
Very good. Use 4 fingers.
Ashleigh was born at 23 weeks and 5 days. She's blind, autistic, and has a hearing impairment.
Right, you choose the next one.
Okay, I will.
Yep.
We'd always adapted the toys we bought for her. Little toy keyboards, and she used to press the letters and know the note and make little tunes on the boards.
Hold the fingers, hold the fingers.
It was all musical toys which was given to her because she couldn't see to do anything else.
Them down, hold the fingers, hold the fingers, hold the fingers.
She was gifted an old piano, which she then moved up to. That was probably when she was 3 or 4.
Yay, Ashleigh, very good. Beautiful.
Ashleigh had a very good teacher at school who had a contact at Roehampton, who she got in touch with, and from there we were invited up to meet Adam, and then it all began.
Come on, Ash, go and do something else.
I can't do it at speed.
Okay, can you sit up nice and straight, please? Here we go. When you approach teaching a sighted child, there's a kind of traditional way of doing it. So the child looks at some music, the teacher shows them how to hold their hand, and they map what they can see onto what they can hear, copying the teacher by looking. With someone like Ashleigh, she starts first of all with the sound. And then we have to map the movements that we need to make to get the sounds. And of course, she hasn't got a visual model to guide her. Yeah, it's okay. Ashleigh, when you do these bits, you need a lovely, brilliantly strong little finger. Really strong finger. It's really important that we feel comfortable, and Ashleigh sort of gives me permission to touch my hands, and I can touch her hands. So do a strong finger. It is the appropriate way to teach a blind child. And usually it's her hand on top of mine. So she's in control, she can feel my hand. And then she maps that model and thinks, yeah, I can copy that. Strong fingers. Now, hard bit. My ambition for Ashleigh is that her technical ability should not, in a way, handicap her fantastic oral ability. So all the work is really about technique, technique, technique. And then she's emancipated. She can play whatever she wants. Really good play. Beautiful.
Why really quiet? Why you really quiet?
Because I don't want to interrupt your playing. A beautiful tune. A flute.
She would play any instrument you gave her, and she would find a way of getting a tune out of it.
Tell me about all the instruments that you can play, Ashleigh.
Saxophone, piano, guitar, drums, recorder, keyboard, organ, melodica, and there's more, etc, etc. What one could be Beyonce?
B is a E. There's not a Y, is there?
I got a special.
A lot of people think children with autism and who are visually impaired won't be creative in some way. They think they're like parrots, they can echo things.
This is O.
Right.
N. There's C.
Yeah.
There's E.
We made a piece using Beyonce's name, and when a letter in her name wasn't on the keyboard, Ashleigh just assigned, so like F sharp was Y, I think. Do it again, a bit faster. Keep going. And again. Write me a Beyonce blues. Go on, let's do it. Here's the blues, go. She made it work musically. And then she improvised a lovely blues.
She plays music, she plays her keyboard or she's on her computer on YouTube, so she's constantly got music going on, so she's constantly listening, learning.
And we do record all the lessons that she has, and then we'll use that as a tool for her to learn at home.
The research we've done shows that about 40% of children who are born blind or go blind shortly after birth have perfect pitch. So that means, like Ashleigh, when she hears a musical sound, she knows instantly what it is.
Is that a mistake?
That's fine. I think you just need a bit more top line, Ashleigh. And that's a huge advantage for her, because it means when she hears a piece of music, she relates those sounds to notes, and then in her brain she's mapped those notes onto physical movements, and so she can play by ear. 2, 3. Little finger. Yes, good, go. Yeah, just a little bit of it. And of course, because she's got a fantastic memory that a lot of blind people have, she's probably got 10,000, 20,000 tunes she can play instantly on the piano. Now, to people who don't know, they think, wow, that's a fantastic gift. But actually, it's not really. It's when a child can't see when they're very little, in those first 24 months, their brain just wires up in a different way. And Ashleigh's brain is wired up in quite a different way from mine. I think I'm the one with a disability, because she can hear an orchestra playing and she knows what every instrument's playing, and I don't. Agitato.
What does that mean?
It's agitated. It means like anxious, like worried.
A lot of time you'd phone somebody up and say she's blind, autistic, and they'd just say, oh no, we haven't got space, without even meeting her. People were scared. They were scared to teach her. So the barriers were there instantly.
Everything, Ashleigh.
They're grouped into a sort of a disability category. A lot of people just say, well, they don't do that. have to force people to take a look and say, well, she can.
Starting to diminuendo. I go around a lot of schools and see children I think have her potential, but because they're not easy to work with, because they don't readily make relationships, they can easily be overlooked. Not too quiet yet, Ash. It's still mezzo forte. And the biggest single barrier is attitudes and ignorance. There's no such thing as I can't teach a blind child. I mean, everyone can teach anyone, it's just confidence. Now, pianissimo. And keep your hands on the keys. 2, 3, 4, wait. Very gently move your hands up. Very slowly.
Why are you doing that?
Because that's the end of the piece and the audience will be listening and watching you. Stand up, won't you? How do you do your bow? Find the end of the piano. Doing a head bow. That's it, Ashleigh! And everyone will going, yay! Woohoo! Fantastic.